Hi, welcome. My name's Scott C. Campbell, and I'm a business and marketing strategist expert. And particularly for coaches, I work as a business mentor for a lot of coaches. And one of the things I do with my coaches, I show them how to get high-paying one-to-one clients without any stress. So I'm kind of the man behind the coach, if you like, with the strategy to get you one-to-one clients without any stress, so you can do what you're good at. So if you're a business, life, or health coach, then this is definitely for you and definitely in the right place. And I just want to kind of share with you a little bit really about. I'm going to just talk to you a little bit about me and who I work with, and how I work with coaches, and then I'm going to kind of sort of go through what I've come across is why most coaches are struggling to make any money. There's a few reasons that sort of always, when I come across any coaches that I start working with, that they're doing at the moment, and when we change that, it makes a big difference, a huge difference. And then I'm going to kind of give you an interlude a little bit to how to attract potential clients, and actually give you exactly one of the stages of my 16 stages to get high paying clients without any stress, the specific stages that I have in a set order that I teach. And what I'll be doing is I'm actually starting a platinum group, and I'm going to share with you the details about that, because I have a very special offer for the first 5 people that join my platinum group, as to kind of make sure test it. I do it with a lot of one-to-one clients at the moment, but I want to make sure it works as a group, so I've got a very special offer which is a vastly reduced thing. So, but let me sort of kind of go through a little bit first of all, some content to sort of kind of show you that I know what I'm talking about a little bit. So first of all, about me and who I work with. Well, as you know already now, I'm Scott C. Campbell, and I'm a business mentor for coaches. But I work with a lot of businesses as a mentor and a marketing strategist, and sort of business growth training with a lot of stuff. I do a lot of workshops and so forth, and always come from the angle it's about getting new clients. So, for instance, I do a LinkedIn course, I do a Facebook course, and Twitter course, and it's not just about using social media. I do them courses. It's about how to use them to get clients, and all of my training is just really about how you get leads and how you turn them into clients with a less stress. But particularly, I work with a lot of coaches. So I work with a lot of successful coaches like Tabitha Pascoe, Gregory J. Baker, Barbara Hart, Jay Harvey, just to name a few. And I work with these people to make sure that they can get clients easily without the stress and do what they're good at. And I particularly like working with coaches because it's great what you do. You know, you help people achieve things, and everyone needs coaching. No one kind of really wakes up and thinks, oh, you know, I need a coach today. And a lot of people are against it, and I get the idea. You know, I've had a lot of personal coaching myself, so I totally get it. And for me, by helping coaches become successful is makes me feel good, and kind of really keeps in line with my vision, which is about affecting people's lives. So that's enough about me. Let's talk about coaches now, and what most coaches, whether business, health, or life coaches, particularly struggling to make any money and get any clients. And there's a couple of big reasons really, and the one that I come across a lot is, and if this sounds familiar and you're doing this, don't sort of be alarmed, you know, but it might sound familiar that you're doing this at the moment. And what a lot of coaches do at the moment, they do free one-to-ones with people, and then in this free one-to-one, they kind of you try and blow them away, you know, with your knowledge. But what happens is you end up solving the issue for them actually. And then what happens is, because you blow them away and sort of do so much good in that free session, the leap of faith to become a one-to-one is too much. So you're probably doing these free one-to-ones, you're thinking, wow, I'm doing these one-to-ones to blow their minds, it was great, it solved a lot of their issues, but they haven't come through as a one-to-one client, and you kind of struggle to think why. And that's kind of the biggest reason why actually, is because it's too much of a leap of a faith for them, because you've solved all their problems and done so well in the first section, that they don't see the value of coming up. So what I do is I work with my coach particularly about how to get around that and actually set up that one-to-one properly, so that actually you're not solving the issues. And the other thing is, because a lot of coaches struggle, and I see this a lot, and a lot of coaches struggle to get one-to-one clients, all of a sudden they start doing workshops then, and they think, it seems to be a big one of business coaches. A lot of business coaches, I'll just do a workshop so you get more people in the room, you know, and they think, oh yeah, that'll be the answer. But then guess what? You struggle to get anyone to your workshops, or you end up doing them at so low cost to get people there that you don't make any money from the workshops. And I can tell you, I do a lot of workshops. a lot, and I rarely make money from any of the workshops, if not very little, because it's actually not the workshops. The whole idea around the workshops is not to make money from the actual workshop. It's about turning them people that come to a workshop into one-to-one clients, and that's when you get your real payback. So, but it seems to be people think, oh, I'll do workshops instead, and then they sort of struggle to get people to them, and then only when a few people turn up, then that causes a lot of stress and a lot of pressure itself. So, so that kind of is the reason why a lot of coaches really struggle with making any money, because they do a free one-to-one and they blow the socks off the people and can't understand why they don't become paying clients. And then there's also the issue about then they go trying to do workshops, but they can't get people to the workshops, or they do them for too low cost, which means they don't make any money once you book the room and everything, and any admin involved, like paper and stuff like that, or hiring any equipment, and then you don't make any money. So excuse me, just having a look at there. So that's kind of the reason why most coaches struggle to make any money. And so what I want to share with you is how to attract potential clients. And this is actually stage 2 of my 16 stages to getting higher paying clients. So this is the full challenge, and this is a real big one is as I said before, no one really wakes up and goes, right, I need a coach today. And you probably, as a coach, you're probably going to a lot of networking sessions, and you say, right, I'm a coach, I'm a business coach, I'm a health coach, I'm a life coach, and I do this, and this, and it's kind of it's a little bit like the word coach kind of has some negative undertones at the moment, because people are, oh, it's just another coach and blah blah blah, and I don't understand what coaching is, and I don't understand what NLP, and you'll get that a lot from people. So what you want to do is you want to be able to attract people, and the way you do that is you talk about the result that you deliver as part of directly from your coaching. So what does your coaching do? Because you don't go, I'm just going to coach someone. You're going to coach someone to do something, whatever your specific field. So if it's business coaching, I'm going to coach someone how to grow their business. I'm going to coach someone, but that's very vague in itself, just grow your business, potentially I could say that about people, I help people grow their businesses, but I don't. I really sort of kind of get down to the actual result that I deliver, and the result that I deliver is I teach people how to get leads and how to generate leads and then turn them into clients. And that's a lot more important. It does the same thing as grow your business, but it's a lot more direct, and that's so people connect with that. And this is what you've got to do with your coaching, whatever it is. What is the actual result? And you've got to really think about that. What result is it that you deliver? What's the outcome of all your coaching? And if that's just like lose, and if you're a nutritionist, health coach, and stuff like that, and you think, well, just to lose weight, that's not unique again. Because if someone turns up at a networking, say for instance, you turn up networking, there's going to be people there from Forever Living, Herbalife, all them sorts of things, and they can all stand there and say, "Oh, we help you lose weight." It doesn't define you enough. But when you talk about the result that you deliver as a coach, it's not necessarily just about the losing weight. It's about actually you losing weight so that you can gain your confidence, and be happy in life, without the pressures of people staring at you, and then that's much more result of what it really is that your coaching does, rather than just to lose weight. And if you're a life coach, it could be about helping people with the stress. But just say, oh, I'm a coach, I coach people to deal with stress. Well, no one thinks, oh yeah, great, that's exactly what I need. But when you give it a kind of what the real result is about, I'll make sure that you can deal with stress so that you can live a much more confident life, and much more confident from day in, day out, and deal with every situation. Now that potentially someone will be sitting there thinking, well, yeah, I'm really struggling dealing with this, and dealing with that, and so it gets much more emotional. So really, you've really got to think about what result it is that you deliver, and if you can really nail that down and be really specific, that's what you should be saying at networking. That's what you should marketing should be leading. It almost should be your tagline. When you sort of say, right, I'm so and so, and then this is your tagline, if you like, rather than, oh, I'm a life coach. So it's actually what result that you particularly doing. And if you have different products and For instance, if you're life coaches, you do some stress, confidence, and weight loss. You do a bit of everything. You have different packages and different programs for different things. Is you really kind of want to, when you're talking to a group of people, is know what that market is and just go with one thing, so that you don't confuse it. Because then what happens is you end up just saying, well, I'm a coach and I do confidence, I do stress and blah, and that doesn't really make any sense. People go, oh, that's nice, but when you give a real specific one result that you deliver, you're going to get an emotional reaction from people, and that's what attracts people to you, to potential clients. That's why they come to you, and it might not be them that has the issue. They might be thinking about Auntie Brenda or whatever that's got the issue, and saying, well, maybe I better get this lady's card because Auntie Brenda really suffers. She could do with that help. I'll get her in touch with it. So it might not even be the people in the room about who they know, which is where networking becomes and stuff like that, and me going to meetings with our business owners is really powerful. You're not necessarily selling to the room, and when you come out with that result, you're giving them a lot more reason to refer people on to you, because it's a lot more specific. So I hope that makes sense. It's a real biggie. It's the first biggie. It's kind of number 2 on our stages after the first one, and really sets the tone for your lead hooks. And it sets the tone for a lot of your marketing as well, because it's really powerful to get people to come to you and say, yeah, I want to know more about that. Because what happens is you say the result, and let me give an example with how I lead. So my result that I lead with is I come up with creative strategies for you to generate leads, and then I show you how to turn them into clients. Now people come to me, great, that's what I'm struggling. I'm struggling getting leads, or I can get leads in them, but I can't turn them to clients. So how do I do that? And then so that's them coming to me, and then the how is more, then a bit more detail. Obviously I'll go through my business model about how we can do that, and then that starts a conversation about solving their pains and becoming a client, rather than just trying to sell everything all the time. And when you get when you lead with your result, and someone says, right, they want to have a bigger chat with you, a one-to-one chat with you, you know that they're there because they know what the result is that you achieve. So it's a lot easier for you to sell yourself, if you like, without having to sell yourself, because they already know what result you can deliver. They just want to know now how you go about it, and that's when you kind of talk more about why and how you can do it, and you become the expert. So real powerful one. Okay, so now I'm just going to tell you about my Platinum group, and this is something that starts for the first time in May, on May the 7th, and it's like a 4-week boot camp. So it's 1 day a week for 4 weeks, and it's going to be every Wednesday of May. So May the 7th, 14th, 21st, and 28th, and we're going to go through the whole 16 stages of how to get high-paying clients without any stress. So I'm going to be working with you in a very small group, and we're going to go through every stage and get it nice and tight for you, nice and so like your result, what we just said about the result you deliver. We're going to work on that in the room so that you can get that, and you'll know exactly what that is, so you can go away and it'll work for you. And let me just tell you something. My one-to-one client, I work with a lot of coaches, and I can only ever work with sort of 10 coaches at any given time. That's the most of clients I work, one-to-one clients that I work with at any given time. So so this Platinum group is a way of getting small groups to get the message out there in 4 weeks and give you all the tools that you need. Getting clients as a coach, a business, life or health coach, is actually a very simple process. But it's exactly that. It's knowing the process. And what a lot of people don't do is they don't share this process. There's a lot of these things at the moment about people showing you coaches how to get clients and so forth like that. And they don't know what they're talking about, and which unfortunately is the case with a lot of them. Or the ones that do know what they're talking about, that are really good, charge a hell of a lot of money, obviously. So you can't afford the tens of thousands that they charge. And it is a little bit like that. That once you've got this way of how to get clients as a coach, then obviously people think, oh well, that's golden stuff. I'm going to charge people the earth for this now. And unfortunately, the people that teach you how to do your coaching and stuff like that obviously don't know how to get clients themselves. So you kind of taking advice from people that don't know how to do it themselves, which is why they sell the training instead of actually going out and getting one-to-one clients themselves. So the 16 stages works. It's brilliant. I don't really need to select because I know it works, and then so the special offer, so it's going to be 4 weeks of 4.5 hours, weekly sessions, 9:30 to 2 o'clock. So it's totally kind of mumpreneur, dadpreneur friendly. So if you've got kids and stuff like that, you can work around that. The total value that you get is actually over £3,000 worth of value, and the usual price from July, when we start the platinum group in the July month, is the usual price is going to be £1,200. So that's what the usual cost is going to be, and we're not going to do that because that just gives amazing value in itself. But the special offer for 5 only, and it is going to be the first 5, because we've got a maximum of 6 people in the group that I want to do it with in May, and it's really, and what it is I know it works, and I know it works with my one-to-one clients. I've never done it in a group environment, so I only feel for me, for my integrity, I feel that I don't want to charge the full amount. I want a kind of group of people to kind of bench test it, if you like, and get testimonials for it as well, because obviously I can't get any testimonials for it until I run it. So what I'm willing to do is obviously give a lot of the value back, because it's not about the money in terms of that. It's about getting the testimonials and getting people through the success. But if you really want to earn a minimum sort of kind of £3,000 from your coaching business, then you need to come on this, because that will kind of be if you go away and implement these 16 stages, that's the minimum you'll be earning in a very short space of time. It really is that simple. I'm not going to tell you you'll be earning hundreds and hundreds of thousands, because actually it's quite difficult to get, unless you go into doing products and online products and DVDs and so forth like that, to get to that level. But if you want to kind of work with sort of just 10 people, 10 to 12 clients at any one time, and earn, in excess of £36,000 a month, £36,000 a year. £36,000 would be nice, wouldn't it? £36,000 a year, and get to that 3,000 mark very quickly, then this is definitely for you. So the cost for the first 5, and it's going to be by application. You'll see beside this there's a button to the right where it will say apply now, and if you just click on that, it will take you to an application page, and then either me or one of my team members will get in touch with you, just to make sure it's right for you, because I just don't want to just take the money from people and then just come. And of course, it's got to be right for you. You've got to be committed, and that's the only reason why I'm doing it at this price. It's just by £300 now. If you think of what you're getting for that, the whole 16 stages is really it's what I go through with my one-to-one clients. It takes 6 months to go through with my one-to-one clients, and we were doing it in literally 1 month, in 4 weeks. So 4 weekly session of 4.5 hours. It'll be a lot of content, a lot of hard work, and we'll be, I'll be challenging you on certain things, but you'll be going through each step that you need to go. So you'll be going away with the whole 9 yards of it, and you'll already be getting clients before you finish the month. I guarantee that. If you start implementing this stuff straight away from the start, the stuff that we do, because it's done in a specific order, you start getting clients actually straight from the start, and then so it'll kind of be almost, you'll probably pay for it before the end of the 4 weeks, which would be nice. So it's £300. That's it. There's no VAT, nothing like that. There's no additional cost. There's no sell up on the next page. It's just as simple as that. It's 4 weeks. It's non-negotiable kind of dates. It's May the 7th, May the 14th, 21st, and 28th, from 9:30 to 2 o'clock. It's going to be at my offices just outside Chelmsford. So when you apply for it, if you get, hopefully it will be fairly central, I suppose, to most places in the UK. But it's about 5-6 miles north of Chelmsford, my offices, and so we'll be holding it there. And lunch will be provided, teas and coffees will be provided, as much as you can drink, and there's toilets on site as well if you drink too much tea and coffee, so that'd be great. So if it's right for you, if you really feel at the moment that you're struggling to get clients as a coach, then this is definitely for you, because I guarantee you, my whole point with in line with my vision is for you to go and do your coaching and do your good. If you're a great coach, which I'm assuming you are, if you're watching this and you've got this far, then let me show you the rest, which makes it easy for you to turn, to get leads and turn them into clients. And you'll be surprised that how non-stressful it is that you start getting one-to-one clients. And that's my whole job, I see it, is to make my clients' life a lot less stressful, so you go out and sort of kind of, without the stress of, oh, I've got to go and get another client, got to go and get another client. And if you want to start earning sort of minimum £3,000, in a very short space of time through your coaching, and just work with 10 12 clients, then this will be ideal for you, and it'll be great, and you'll learn so much that works, and it works, which is great. So we know it works with one-to-one clients, but it's the first time I've done a platinum group, so the only precursor is that by applying that you kind of agree that you'll be giving testimonials. That you'll be giving testimonials only because you've seen with the value of the content. When I asked you obviously beforehand, but the £300 to get testimonials and maybe get some case studies as well for people that are happy to do it. But it'll be a small group, it'll be fun, it'll be excellent, it'll be a lot of hard work, but it'll be very rewarding because you'll have a coaching business at the end of it. And whether you're a business, health, or life coach, you've done all your training, you've spent all that money and all that time and all that effort becoming a great coach. If you want to make it into a coaching business, then this is the only option. And even at £1,200, as some people said to me, that's crazy, crazy value. So I'm expecting these 5 places to fill up very quickly. If there's an issue around you really want to do it and you're really committed, but the £300 there, we can talk about splitting the payment into a couple of payments, something like that. That's something I'll have an individual conversations with you. But at the moment, I'm expecting these to go quite quickly, and that's why we're starting it in May and not having very much lead time. To if you're watching this, before that we're starting it, and as soon as the 5 go, you'll see a sold out sign beside this. Unfortunately, that means they've gone. If you see the sold out sign, then they've gone. But the idea is we'll take this as soon as 5 applications, and we'll get this taken off anyway, this video. So hopefully see you soon. Hopefully it's for you. If you kind of want, feel free to contact me if you feel you want to kind of know a few more details. But if you fill in the application initially, that at least get you in the holding your spot, and then we'll have a conversation. We can have a bit longer conversation to make sure it's absolutely right for you, and that means get your questions out as well. So hopefully that's great, and hopefully it's what you want, and hopefully see you soon. And I hope to see you hopefully on May the 7th.